offhand. g3rd0 I know I've seen at least a few times. So this should be a great matchup coming up here, and we are underway. They are skipping the Sanctuary chest, it looks like, or at least James is. We will see about g3rd0 in just a moment. He's also skipping the Sanctuary chest.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be heading towards Kakariko or Lost Woods early.
This is a very common route to take. Most of the time, Kakariko, 99% of the time or so, is guaranteed to almost have something among its 20 or so items that are in there, including things like race game and other fun locations. But right now we're starting in the Lost Woods, it looks like. So there's something in the Lost Woods that James wants. g3rd0 is following him. And James changing his routing and decides to drop into the hole. g3rd0 doing the tree pull. He's getting some bombs. Those will help with some explosions. And as we saw in the hole, there was the Bombos medallion. That, as you may notice on the tracker, is going to open both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock today, assuming Misery Mire has something. We know we have to clear Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so a little bit bigger explosions than you'd get out of the bombs g3rd0 picked up, but he'll have that as well here in a second.
Or fireworks, if you want to put it that way, too. Now we're off now to Kakariko. Are we going to see Blind's Hut today? No, going over, it looks like.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they route it out a little differently, just based on the fact that James does not have those bombs, but he does pick up a few right away in the well.
He doesn't blow the hole open here. He picks up the lamp and the sword, the first of 4 swords that are available in this seed in the bottom of the well. g3rd0 picks up 20 rupees as an extra incentive.
I thought 4 swords was for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. Now, both runners seem to be skipping the bottom merchant. For those of you wondering, they may regret that layer because of bug catching now, Zonagnum. We need to catch some butterflies, you know?
Yeah, I mean, how else are you supposed to reuse your bees?
Yeah.
Looks like they're both heading south now. Both of them stopped by to pick up 100 rupees out of the back of the tavern.
That either means that they're planning early for King Zora, or perhaps they're just planning for the other financial needs, assuming that to King Zora is not required.
Yeah, the early rupee and bomb routing in these spoiler races can be really interesting. You don't ever pick up nearly as many big 20s and the like as you would in a normal rando race.
Absolutely. And James picking up the Book of Medora and the Ice Rod. g3rd0 following behind. g3rd0 picks up a piece of heart because he knows for safety he can have it. And he's out of there.
And both of them getting that early book, either wanting access to Desert that way or needing to check something on a tablet later.
It's worth noting that I think they can actually clear that completely now, too, if they want to do Desert Palace. It is, unless I'm missing something, I think it is fully clearable by them now. Unless the big key's on the torch.
Or on the right side locked by the small key, but yeah.
Exactly. So we're in Sahasraral's closet right now, raiding the armory or the pension fund or whatever you want to call it, depending on the seed. And both runners are back. They're following the same route so far, almost identical. There's a piece of heart, 50 rupees, and our second sword, the Master Sword, is now in their hands.
Yeah, he normally gives you the Master Sword as well, but he makes you go get a bunch of pendants and find it like where he left it.
Yeah, on the pedestal.
Much easier to just take it out of his closet before he can hide it.
Yeah.
That is correct. They would need gloves to clear to the back.
I was watching our video on YouTube just to clarify. That was a question of whether they would need gloves to get in the back. Yes, they would.
Both runners staying on top of each other, heading straight into Eastern.
And look at that, there's our fire rod in Eastern Palace. And they're leaving there immediately. So needless to say, they are not able to complete it yet because they don't have the bow. It makes you wonder if there might be a double dip required, because they would otherwise try to come back once they had the bow. So maybe we have to come back to Eastern Palace later and the bow is located in some really out of the way location. We will see when we come to that.
For the moment, though, they both seem to be heading over towards the desert area. Some real sync going on so far in this race. They've basically been on the same screen the whole time.
g3rd0 just taking a slight lead now. James has been pretty much running ahead the whole time, but now g3rd0 is slightly ahead. And it just takes a nick, so someone takes another nick. g3rd0 is slightly ahead, getting to the Book of Medora entryway. James had to select the item, so they're about a second apart right now. And both runners, momentarily with James, both runners do make their way into Desert Palace. Now you don't have a timer for g3rd0, so we have tried to sync this up as close as we can. There may be a slight difference in the actual time depending on the race result. So we will obviously, when we come to the end, if it's a really close race, we'll confirm with the race result what the true ending is here. But right now they are very well in sync. This is going to look like it's going to be a really good close race all the way. And James picks up the magic mirror and leaves.
Yeah, interesting. g3rd0's continuing onwards. Either he wants something on the desert ledge or he's forgotten about the glove requirement.
Or he could be trying to finish it, because I mentioned that you can finish the dungeon right now. But he is looking at the ledge. He wants a heart container, and is he going to hit the bat? Nope, going to leave the bat alone. He's going to leave too. They're going to finish it later when they come to Mire, it looks like. The fact that they are not finishing it right now, and with Misery Mire being a pendant, suggests that maybe there's something in the Mire shed area they want to get later. So maybe that's when they're planning to finish Desert Palace. And James just wandering up to the sign and quitting. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, they didn't have the big key, and also they don't have gloves. They can't get into the back of Desert.
Oh, there is that too, yes. There is that too. Since both have left, I don't think it's too much to spoil right now to reveal that the big key actually is on the torch, and that's the reason they couldn't get to the back. So they're going to have to come back later with the boots to clear it as well.
We see them both heading into Hyrule Castle now.
So there must be something in the basement for them to take the time to come down here. What do you think is down here? That's more for you, chat, because we've seen the log. But there it is, Power Glove. And they're still going. What else could be down here?
It's something important enough to draw both of them onwards.
Must be important. So it's either in the room to the right or it's down in Zelda's cell. Either way, they have to do this cell regardless. And there is the mail, and that, I believe, is the item they both came for the extra safety. They pick up the extra key, and they're stealing that key. They're not going to go down to Zelda's cell. They're stealing that key. It makes me wonder if there's something in the crossroads.
Well, if so, with that glove, they can get there right now.
Well, it looks like they both got out of the sanctuary. They're not worried about the crossroads, so maybe they just stole the key for the sake of stealing the key and left. Or they're planning to do it when they check the back of the escape later, assuming they check the back of the escape. We are getting our death. Go ahead.
I was going to just say, it looks like they're both heading up towards Death Mountain.
Yep, you were taking her out there. So they're going to rescue an old man who is lost in a cave. And they have rescued an old man who was lost in a cave. They just have to get him to his lovely apartment on Death Mountain now. And he gets a heart.
Generous of him, but I guess at his age he won't need it much longer.
Yeah, pretty much. It's also amazing to see that he pulled it out of his chest. Oh, we have a cookie heart in chat. Now you're making me hungry.
Well, don't get too hungry because, as you mentioned earlier, but for the people who may have just joined us, this is the first game of a double header, so we're going to be here for a little bit.
I just highlighted it was a pizza heart. Ugh, I'm even hungrier now. Darn it. Okay, but as you said, this is the first of 2 games, and they're ignoring the 20 rupees on top of Spectral Rock. Didn't even look to see what was inside, so nothing in there of value, it looks like. Into Tower Hero we are, and they're probably going to take this in one go. But what is down here in the basement? This is about as French vanilla as you can get.
Yeah, and they're mirror transitioning at the same time, still step for step with each other.
And now they've got the big key. They both wait for the fireballs. That was absolute sync right there. The girl pulls into a slight lead up the stairs. And James stopped to pick up a bomb while Gerdo continues. So yeah, James has 2 bombs. He probably will want another bomb or 2 for Dark World exploration. But other than that, Gerdo seems to be pretty much set with 6 bombs right now. We'll probably pick up a few more just for security.
Yeah, our runners.
Like that one.
That's a convenient drop. Our runners don't yet have Dark World access, even with that Moon Pearl.
That is correct. They do need at least the hammer for transitioning around the Dark World fully. Flippers are an option to get to part of the Dark World as well from the Kakariko side, but they would need the Titans to actually get in the Kakariko side. Oh, that almost looked like James was about to fall off there, but he saved it and is on his last hit for Moldorm. Gordo already done Moldorm. Both runners are picking up their crystal after acquiring the beautiful prize of a key that is dropped. And now we have to see if they're going to go back inside and do the check of the basement. Are we going to get a coffee break today for an item? We're going to find out in just a second. Gordo stands in the entrance. Watches the dead rock, likely reviewing the log, and both save and quit at the same time.
Yeah, James actually grabbed both items out of Hera. There was a heart piece along the way in the compass chest, and the Moon Pearl.
I didn't catch that he saw that, so yeah, that would be both items, then nothing for Hero to go back for. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen, we might be heading towards an Aghanim play here. They have the Master Sword. They have the lamp. That is the recipe for going to Aghanim. So it makes you think that either the hammer or the second glove are located, or both items that is, are located somewhere in the Dark World where they can't be reached right now, and that means that they have to go this way to get to them. They may also know of something on Lumberjack, which could again be one of those 2 items, Lumberjack Ledge. So here we go, we're in the Aghanim dungeon. And James pokes gingerly at the door, which doesn't budge. Gordo uses fire and kills those guards very, very quickly.
Yeah, the fire rod is a little faster there. If it was Tempered Sword, wouldn't be, because it would one-shot the guards.
Right. Speaking of which, the Tempered Sword and the Butter Sword are still at large, so we'll have to see if the runners locate those later as well. It is definitely possible for both of those horses to be against Tower, which means they might have to Master Sword this the whole way if that's the case. I think I remember seeing there were 3 swords against Tower once. That was gross.
that sounds like a seed I'm glad to not play.
Yeah. Oh, Gordo almost got punched off the ledge. James punches the guard off the ledge, meanwhile. And that guard somehow fell. I don't know how he did that.
He was really scared of the fire rod, I guess.
Yeah, he wanted to dodge and he got duped off the ledge. And Gordo will take a smack from the spears of a couple smacks from the spears of that red guard. And this time James uses fire to move quickly. Well, I saw him in the chat earlier, so he must be watching the stream and must have gotten that tip from seeing Gerdo do it.
Yeah, they do only have normal magic at this point, so it's only 8 fire rod shots to get up the tower.
So both are on the next floor, the 6th floor. And we're on the final path, and there's one more fire rod shot for a guard to fry. James takes a slight lead going into the Aggro Chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, get your blue ball guesses in chat. We're about to play the blue ball guessing game, which is not bot run, but guess anyway. I'm going to go with 3. What do you say, Mercer?
Let's go with 15.
Ooh, you want some maximum pain today. And this information is not present in the spoiler log, so we are literally playing this completely with you guys. So, the Aghanim fight begins. And he's going to always fire the first guaranteed orb, which you can fire back at him. The next 3 shots are either an orb just like that, or a blue ball, which that was not. So it was regular orb. The blue balls, I like to count the blue balls. So once we see them, I will start counting them. And whoever guesses the right number of blue balls wins absolutely nothing. Congratulations, whoever that is, by the way. We have no blue balls so far. 4 guaranteed orbs. We're going to now have a lightning intermission. And the cycle repeats.
Yeah, a lot of guesses out already. We're down to 3 at most now.
It'd have to be right here. No orbs. If you said 0, burn the witch. That was a absolute perfect Aghanim fight situation. And I did not see a 0 in chat, so no one wins today. And look what's on the pyramid. We have the good old hammer. We now have Dark World access, which is funny because we're now in the dark.
Yeah, but it gives us access to a lot more of it.
Yep. It's like the seed knew we were going to have to come here, so give him a break.
Yeah, we'll see if the routes diverge at all now, because the world's pretty open to them at this point.
Yeah, I would expect some diversion at this point, but let's see what they decide to do. They are both heading towards Hype Cave. So they want something in here. Maybe it's a huge pile of money in one of the locations here. As they get a pile of bombs. Well, Gordo does. James didn't click it. There's a heart container. There's a single green rupee and a big 20. And meanwhile, there's some more bombs at the bottom chest. So, ladies and gentlemen, rate that Hype Cave.
I mean, you just called it a heart container. That is the sanctuary heart.
Oh yeah, that is true. That was Sanctuary.
So naturally, it's a 12 out of 10.
Look at this. No divergence at all. Both heading into Swamp Palace, it looks like. Well, once they flood the dam. They're going to check what the item of the dam is while they're here. So you don't see runners normally beeline their way to Swamp Palace like this. There must be something really, really urgent in here. Like, I don't think it would be a bow, because you could get here without the, what was it, Eastern Palace again? The ice, I think it was the ice rod, so you would be able to get here without the bow. Which means that they would be able to go back later into Easter in that case anyway. So, but there is something important in here. Maybe boots, maybe...
And notably, neither of them has the flippers. I'm confused.
That's a very interesting point. They both made the same mistake of going to Swamp Palace. So there's something really important in there, but neither rudder is able to get it because they forgot about the flippers. And I guarantee you they're both looking at the spoiler log confused, wondering where those are now. And what do they do next? They both head up to Stumpy. Oh yeah, I forgot these.
I mean, also worth noting, neither of them has the hook shot, so unless it's in Swamp, going in there wouldn't let you clear it.
Looks like Chad is really enjoying the fact that both runners did the same thing there. I was so excited myself getting to see the wonderful item that both runners wanted to see in the swamp that I myself forgot about the flippers. So yeah, we forgot too, apparently.
James keeps refusing that piece of heart that Gerdo picked up.
It's too good for a piece of heart. He wants the whole thing. And now you can swim. Now you can pick up the key. Now you can open the door, and we are still tied.
There's still no hook shot though, so only so many chests in here are accessible.
Unless the hook shot is in here.
I'd have had a lot more faith in that a moment ago before they both had to go get flippers.
And g3rd0 gets slightly now on flooding the chamber. So these two have been neck and neck the entire way, even with mistakes, ironically enough. So this is looking like it's going to be a really close race down to the end here. We're going to have to see if there is some divergence later and where they meet up again later on. So they're both jetlining over to the left side, it looks like. James losing a little bit of execution time, it looks like, in getting over here, as g3rd0's already left the room and James just picked up his key. Oh, yeah. They just want the key. They're not even going to the left side. Or they're going up here, rather.
Without the hookshot, they have no option to flood the key. You have to do that.
Yeah. I guess that's true, yep. Because the hookshot, I think, is up there in vanilla. Or rather, the big key is up there, and of course the hookshot's in the chest.
That said, not hitting the switch is a dead giveaway that they're going for the west chest rather than the vanilla big key chest.
And g3rd0 is extending his lead in this area slightly. It's about a 5-second lead now. And there you go. That's the item they were both so eager to come in here for that they both forgot to pick up the flippers before coming looking for it. The Titan's Mitt. And g3rd0 waited 5 seconds and then they mirrored out the same time again. I am curious about this. Either he was consulting his log, or he might be intentionally keeping the race close to keep it exciting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure either. It's good to watch the movement on this, just because you can see where he's picking up small edges moving through these rooms.
Both runners getting their little froggy. Will we have a Froggy World Tour? No, we're probably just going to take them straight home. Looks like the runners might be skipping the hammer peg. And there you go. We have booties in. Looks like the dwarves run a footwear shop today. They make winged booty.
Yeah, well worth the 10 rupees you have to pay for them.
That's right. And it looks like James is going to go ahead and do hammer pegs, and it looks like g3rd0 is doing the same. So we are going to see what's in there today. And by the way, for those wondering about the library, now they have the hammer pegs, they probably will not go back to the library unless they want a cane of invisibility, which is hiding in there.
Seems a little redundant when they just picked up the cape, though.
That's exactly why they probably won't go back for it. Either option will be good for Spike Cape, but you normally don't need both of them. Look at where we are now, Thieves Town. Very first chest, there's the other cane, the cane of Samaria.
Much more fun, Kane.
g3rd0 is reviewing again. And they're about tied again. And James taking slightly going into Skull Woods.
Looks like they're heading straight for the back, maybe just going for the clear.
Both runners picking up their requisite key. James bonking on the skull. g3rd0 going clear. And the fire rod is launched and access is granted. And James takes a hit from the fire snake, which gave him worse RNG than it gave g3rd0. g3rd0 is first working his way through the room. Both runners doing it the long way. I guess they both missed the clip there. And they both make the door about half a second apart. Time to light torches. We don't have half magic, so I'm surprised that James is using that much magic on the shots. He found a full magic jar. Look at that. That was a great drop.
That was a very clutch drop there. We'll have full magic going into Moth.
That'll make his moth fight a spicy affair.
I mean, 5 hearts even with blue mail. Those spikes don't care what armor you're wearing.
That's right. So, but he's going to be able to use all the magic on the moth and make that fight a little bit easier. g3rd0, meanwhile, is done the fight. And James getting a few sword slashes in. But gets the final shot with the fire rod. And g3rd0 and James both have their heart piece and are both on their way out with crystal in hand. They've really been holding each other's hands the whole way more than just high-fiving, because they've been following the exact same path the entire way. g3rd0 is pausing the savings quit screen, again, either reviewing or intentionally waiting to see if they do the same thing again. And he stops and goes and turns on the mirror. Oh, what is this? Now, it is perfectly within the rules that the runners are allowed to watch the stream, or even each other's streams if they want to. So, I have a feeling g3rd0 might be kind of just having a little fun with us here, but we'll see what happens for the rest of this race.
The mirror there kind of gives away any doubt.
Yeah, he was definitely. The mirror gives away that he's following James here. I think. I have a feeling maybe he's intending for it to just be a close race all the way, but what do I know? Oh, we have divergence. Well, maybe now James is catching up. I think he just spent a little time pushing some bushes.
Yeah, I think he was looking for one of the health and fairy drops that are higher percentage out of the ordinal bushes there.
Oh,
And
James taking a death. g3rd0, meanwhile, pushing the Bombos Medallion into the, well, rather using the magic and causing it to open. Now, you don't see Turtle Rock as dungeon number 3 very often, so we may need to review the fact that we had to go to Eastern Palace to get, I think it was the Ice Rod that was in there, or was it something else that was in there?
I forget which of the rods was in there, but one of them was
Fire
in there.
Rod. Fire Rod.
That's right, Ice Rod was in Mini Boulder Cave, I believe.
So it makes me think that there is something in here requiring the Fire Rod, or he needs to get to JamesFnX and take it out. There's a key. And Johnny, go ahead.
I was going to say they have everything they need for JamesFnX, but not everything you would want.
That's right. Half magic would be nice to have. Extra hearts would be nice to have. We'll see if g3rd0 and James both decide to go all the way with this dungeon, or whether they're just here for one item. Either way, they have to finish this dungeon later. They may just do it all in one shot right now. What is g3rd0 doing?
He is realizing he doesn't have the hook shot and that the door is going to shut by the time it goes all the way around.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, he couldn't do the hook shot trick, so he's going to have to go the other way now. Going to stop and get some more magic so he can do the shots again. And James, by the way, stopped in Paradox Cave and picked up a heart piece and another heart piece. And may go into the upstairs chamber. Yep, he's going to check some other items up here as well for savings. So here's Fire Rod shot number 2. Meanwhile, there's a bottle, a full heart container, a heart piece, another heart piece. That's a full heart and heart pieces already found, and leaves the last chest just to sit there.
Yeah, and I believe that bottle was pre-filled with a fairy, so extra safety right away.
And g3rd0 finds a second key and a single green rupee. Both of them have been found now. And g3rd0 is about to visit everyone's favorite pet, Chompy.
You have very strange tastes in pets.
I've been told that. And look at that, silver arrows in Chompy's chest.
Yeah, they do enough damage without those, so we're happy to take them away.
g3rd0 on his way to either steal the key or to go open that chest in the center. We will find out. And he gets buddy beamed. But he goes to open the chest, so it must be something on the lava island. It couldn't be another key, because the key, locking key, isn't a big deal. It's the big key.
Another little piece of vanilla for you.
James, meanwhile, is roading the cave's Mario path. He will soon get his second key. Now, if the big key was not on the Lava Island, they could have skipped this key on this side, I believe, because they would have been able to steal that key and then just go right back.
Yeah, it would have required there not to be any keys in this room, but...
Well, they could have stolen the Poke key and they would have still been able to get through with 4 keys. In this case, because the big key was on the chest, they had to do this room to get that key. They needed the 5th key. That's Skeleton did not want to let James off.
Yeah, just a few rooms between our runners at this point.
And James gets a piece of him taken out. We're coming through the dark maze.
And sadly, no powder for the anti-fairy. He does have that fairy in a bottle he just picked up, so the 1 heart is not as dangerous as it could be.
I realize we have not seen our 3rd sword yet. There it is. And James gets Bunny beamed, a different bunny than the other one. Gerdo was on his way to fight Trinex. Certainly wasn't named Trinex as he only has 1 neck. Thank you how the tail wagging doesn't damage you.
That strategy would be a lot worse if it did.
It would. And Trinex down. And James is taking the Mimic Cave pathway. I didn't see anything out here. I wonder what he's going for out here. Oh no.
The big chest has the bow that Gerdo picked up.
That makes sense. I completely missed that earlier. Yeah, the bow is in that big chest. Gerdo returns to the pyramid. He's going to resume the tour of the South Dark World, while James is going to continue on and get the key from the bumper or roller room chest.
Oh, he's out of magic.
Oof. Is he looking for a drop from Mimic Cave for this, perhaps? Get over here, Mimic.
Meanwhile, Gerdo is going to open up Pod.
The lack of magic is probably going to cost James some time here. He's mirroring again. And he's saving quitting from there. That's painful. He's going to have to find that magic and hope that he can save that portal where it is right now. Because once he gets that magic, he can go back and he can finish the dungeon then.
I don't think you can drop back down there.
Oh, you can't drop down there? Oh, no.
I know you can in inverted mode. The map's been edited for that, but not in normal mode.
that's going to be a major time sink later when he has to go back and go through there again.
He appears to be heading straight back there.
I think he realized he can get a full magic at the start of the dungeon, but and that might be why he wanted to save and quit out, so he could just go back to the start of the dungeon and get that magic back. But at this point, I would have just gone through and done it again later, because you have to come back later anyway now to go climbing up to fight Ganon. So I would have just saved it for later at this point.
Yeah, it does mean you wouldn't get that tempered sword for a long time, but...
that would be why. That's why he wants it. Okay, that makes sense too. So he has judged that doing the extra climb is worth the time it takes to get to the tempered sword. He'll just finish the dungeon now. And there's that full magic we were talking about. Gretel, meanwhile, going into Palace of Darkness. Paid off everyone's favorite contortionist, Kiki the Monkey.
Hopefully James will make it through a little cleaner without having to stop by quite so many chests.
I dodged the flying piece of the Boki's body there. Meanwhile, is already down in the dark portion of Palace of Darkness. Nothing really of interest he seems to be after in this dungeon. Except the boss. And Helmsar King, begin! So the goal for Helmsar King is to gingerly remove the mask from his face by forcefully pounding it with the hammer. That causes very intricate removal of the covering plate. And once that is done, because he has a silver arrow, he can just plant that right in the skull and he's done the fight.
Yeah, given that Meyer is a pendant, we actually know at this point that there's nothing else they have to have. I believe there's just safeties they might want.
Precisely, it does come down to safeties at this point. I think they are, for all intents and purposes at this point, in what you would consider go mode in a normal seed, because they have not picked up the flute, but that's because they don't need to go to Meyer. So they seem to not be interested in the flute as a result. And if they did want to get the Ocarina, they would have been able to get it while they were up here, because it's actually right nearby.
I actually don't remember where it was precisely. Was it in Hookshot?
Yep. They probably will not be going back to Kakariko, so they feel no need to pick that up, I'm guessing. Now, if they had to go back to Thieves' Town to clear that, they might have made a stop to pick it up. But again, they don't have the hookshot right now, so they can't. Gerudo just recently found his, by the way. That was if they could Palace of Darkness. I just forgot that was there.
James goes down to 1 heart, but gets Trinex down. Gerda almost to the Armos Knight's fight. Given that he has silvers, blink and you'll miss it.
It's almost like it isn't a boss. Yeah, see? There was no boss. Just a bunch of weak knights.
We can probably make it more interesting, put it on ice or something.
They still died in one shot. I mean, let's incapacitate all 6 and then make them form one big, huge Armos Knight that just crushes you.
Armos Knight Voltron.
Armos Knights, full power.
There you go, Nintendo. There's your idea for Breath of the Wild 2. Can you believe we're just giving this content away for free?
Yeah, I really should get tipped for that, you know?
So Gerdo's about to see the rest of Swamp that we didn't see earlier.
There's nothing fun with having to triple dip Swamp, and I say triple dip because they both came here by accident earlier without the flippers. So it really is a triple dip.
Yeah, they both dipped in 2 or 3 times before they left too, just to double check.
And James picking up the keys that he requires to complete Palace of Darkness. Gerudo wiping out a red jelly on the way upstairs and drains the moat, drains the room upstairs. Heads downstairs. And ignores the draining room, nothing down there he wants. I have to think if the gold sword is somewhere convenient, they might stop to pick that up, or the red mail, but these are items that are just nice to have, so they're not absolutely mandatory to be in the game. So, for all intents and purposes, we can say that Gerudo is in what you would normally call go mode.
Yeah, unless the butter sword's really convenient, I don't know that they'll even bother picking it up, like if it's a room over.
James is picking up the hook shot we forgot to call out earlier. James going for the security hearts. Gerudo just wipes out that Argus like it wasn't even there. Wow. There was no R in the Argus today.
Yeah, the silver arrow to the eye is always deeply satisfying, or whatever you'd call that thing in the middle.
I can say one thing, a silver arrow to the eye would hurt.
You see the rare second time entering desert through the front door. And James is going to head into Helma here.
And Homostar King battle, fight number 2. And there's that big key on the torch that we mentioned earlier that g3rd0 just had to locate. Ooh, those fireballs disappear when the mask comes off. I didn't know that.
Yes, but if they have already gotten on screen, if he's about to shoot them, he still will. I learned that actually from another commentator, which then helped my fights with this guy immensely.
Interesting. So he does complete the fight. After the first silver arrow missed, the second one did hit the mark, and that was that. And now James is going to head over to Eastern Palace and finish that off. He is a little bit behind at this point, and he ran out of magic during Turtle Rock, so that's what really cost him some time here. Up until then, he and g3rd0 were pretty much in sync the entire way. These two were following each other like peas in a pod.
Yeah, but g3rd0's about to head in and pick up his 7th crystal, I believe. So it's about time for a different version of everyone's favorite game.
Ooh, which game is that?
The big key guessing game. But the problem with this is our runners already know where it is, so a number is not very informative. Instead, in chat, what we want is the position, the chest, the specific chest that you think it is in. Neither of us have actually looked, even though we have the log, so I have to ask, what's your guess for where it is?
Always 11. Oh, wait, you said not a number. I always would put 11 in random room anyway, so I'll just say it's in random room because always. And I'll just say top rank because I pick one. What about yourself?
I'm guessing vanilla location until I get it right because I think it's the most miserable place for it to be in this format.
I've seen a vanilla location a lot actually in some seeds during the version 30, so you're surely going to get that at some point. Everyone get your location guesses in chat, and we're going to find out momentarily which one of you is correct, and we will shout out anyone who gets it right. Whoever gets it right first at it. We have a call for torch, we have a call for compass room lower right, we have a call for map room. Someone else going with random room, but top left instead of top right.
We're going to have some extra time to guess because g3rd0 is getting destroyed by these dead rocks.
Oh, but there's a guess for Firebar room. So James heads back to the Dark World. He's going to probably finish off Swamp right now. Meanwhile, g3rd0 causes intense flashing light. A staircase is revealed and emerges from the perilous tower atop the mountain, and he enters, and our guessing game is now closed. Good luck, everyone who made a guess.
Oh, well, I think we did have a guess.
We have a winner. So, Gem041, congratulations. You are the winner of today's Big Key Guessing Game. Your prize is a 25% discount to the Turtle Rock Hot Springs Resort, where the hot springs are guaranteed to burn. Congratulations. So hot, they're guaranteed to burn.
I've always felt like it was deeply confusing that the Turtle Rock was not the only dungeon in this game where there are turtles.
That is kind of weird. So yeah, now we know those Pegasus boosts were doubly required today because both big keys were on the torches today.
James is a little low on health heading back into Swamp, so he'll need to keep it clean.
James is trying to get that jellyfish move out of the way, but it wasn't cooperating. He had to take some time to kill it with the sword. Meanwhile, g3rd0 was going through the toughest rooms of the game. We have BMOs on conveyor belts everywhere, and now we have ice. And, you know, he's not making this look any hard like I suggested it could be. He's making it look really easy. I guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, it's not hard. It's not easy, rather, to do that. I can't get my words right. Please correct me.
Gets the one cycle landmo with the silver arrows. A bit of timing that I've never been able to get right.
Always nice to see that done right. And James is now taking on Argus. For a little fun fact of trivia for those who don't know, those little puffs that are on Argus's body are actually called Argi.
Spelled with a U-Y or with two I's?
H-I. So James has completed this extension. We should probably try and put the audio over to g3rd0, so I'll try and fix that quickly. Oh, we can't use g3rd0's audio. Never mind. Okay. So we're not able to switch over to g3rd0's audio, but we will follow him to finish regardless, as we keep following James on his audio. Meanwhile, g3rd0 is now on the Moldorm 2 fight. Why is it called Moldorm 2? Because it's better than Moldorm 1.
Yeah, I've always found that arena much easier to work with than the one in Tower of Hera. And g3rd0 gets it down super quick there with a slash and a spin.
And after crossing Muffin's welcome mat, we enter the boss arena for what I've heard recently called Argonometry. And the first two hits are in. He forms a triangle, and the idea is to hit as many orbs as you can back at him. I think we lost one of his orbs on that spawn, so I think we're only at 3 hits. We're now at 5 hits, and 1 blue ball! Where was that earlier? And we have 6 now. James has to try the big key hit again. There it is. Meanwhile, for g3rd0, it's time for the Big Pig. And we have some new lines in the randomizer on the spoiler log tournament, so let's see if we actually are blessed to get one of those, or even the Triforce text today. We'll get to that. So g3rd0's going to drop in. We're going to have a lovely cuckoo-shaped hole that the bat has created, and in g3rd0 goes. And today, Ganon says, "What took you so long to get here? Did you forget to route in safeties? Try gambling more health next time. Getting more health next time."
I do believe that is a spoiler race specific one.
That is a unique one, yes. Oh, that was a Ganon hug. Ouch.
And as it happens, if he had grabbed more health, he might have survived it, so...
Yeah, the irony is that Ganon spoke the truth. Who knew? I should point out that one of the ones I created came up in a practice race earlier. I was very happy to see that.
I saw one in a live race earlier today. I g3rd0's going to drop over to Cape Strats.
James in the chat as he's running says, getting about 30 more of those, Chief. So we have a dead worm, or dead trio of worms on James' side. He is on his way to Ganon's Tower, so yeah, he probably will need about 30 more of those Ganon Dusts to get a full chance here. Yes, we did find the silver arrows in Turtle Rock. Unless g3rd0 fails to get 4 of them into Ganon's hide, then
just dodges the fire bat that would have been lethal there. And
doesn't get the triple. Has to get the second shot. There it is, and that should be game right here. Yep, that is a race. So g3rd0 has completed the Ganon fight, has fried the big pig, and is going to be the first runner to cross a perilous 1x3 bridge fraught with danger and many dangerous enemies. If they appear, we tend to not appear. Nope, they didn't appear today. So let's see what the Triforce has to say to us today. How goes the Christos Cup? Splendidly. How about you? So the official SRL time for g3rd0 was 1 hour, and this is counts the spoiler log time, 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 55 seconds. That means he had a time of 1:01:55 on this seed today. Not bad for an Agnum seed. And we are going to have another race coming up in the series, so we're not going to interview either of the runners right now. Let me actually just check this. James may have forfeit. Yeah, James, out of respect, has gone ahead and forfeit, so we can get ready for the next race here, it looks like. So they are going to take a few minutes break here. And at that point, we're going to go ahead and get to the second race going here. And let's see if we can have another really good race coming up here for the second seed that we have. As this is only the first of 2 races today, we are going to carry this 1-0 result for g3rd0 into the second race. If g3rd0 wins the next race, the series is over. That will be the one that sends James out of the tournament. If James pulls out the win, we're going to have a third game coming up sometime in the next coming days to decide the series. So make sure, everyone, that you stay tuned for the second race. What did you think of that first race, Mercer?
It was interesting. Definitely a heck of a seed. Aga 2 having more blue balls than Aga 1 is a treat.
That is definitely unusual. I agree with that. But besides that?
Other than that, hopefully, I thought it was pretty good. The required early Turtle Rock was interesting. It was a little bit unfortunate to see James run out of magic at that point because he was doing very well in there until then.
I agree. He was doing really well. They were keeping pace with each other for about half an hour, following each other's paths perfectly. It almost seemed in a way like g3rd0 was noticing they were so close and decided to just keep it exciting and keep everything tied for a while. And then that death in Turtle Rock kind of let g3rd0 pull away and establish a very clean victory in this seed. So it was very entertaining to watch that first half hour, though. And I don't know if g3rd0 was watching the stream or not. It just was very entertaining seeing that he looked like he was reviewing his log, and then all of a sudden they were tied again. So it was really entertaining to watch that. We nonetheless do have a second seed coming up. We're going to let the credits play out. But I can tell you that Mercer and I, and also our tracker Verts, are all going to be back for the next race here. So we're doing double duty on this one today. We'll be back with you for the second race of this two-part race in just a moment. So make sure you stay tuned for more of the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past spoiler log tournament here on Speed Gaming 3. Stay tuned.